to basically award here and there. And of course, seeing as they're a Spring Invitational, there's a lot to be played for, and this match is one of them. Team Secret and W7M Esports on the field, best of 7. We are in the lower bracket. This is now for elimination. One of these teams is going home and gonna be really hoping that their opponents also take it up.
W7M, a team that emerged during the winter split, where we were all questioning, okay, was it just a fluke? Was it just a one-time performance? No, they're showing consistently that they can play among the very best in South America. And Royales, Snips, and Wisty certainly going to be trying that here again against arguably the top dog of South America.
Oh, let's see how that's going to go for now. Quick start. Ooh, a complete and utter whiff. Team Secret are still moving on forward. Out of the corner is going to be Snips. And Ring Around the Rosie is sad. They almost work it into the net by their own magic, by W7M Esports going towards the ball. There's going to be an opening as long as there's a push, but they're playing around. You can see that Team Secret just loves to keep that ball in the penalty area. W7M Esports not getting immediate touches, immediate clears. This could actually dispossess two players. Slow play from KV1. He plays it all himself. Pumping the brakes is so instrumental, and you could see KV1 doing exactly that. Hop over here, hop over there. Everybody has to follow where he's going. He just had everybody just playing under his whistle.
Find the right time, find the right moment to take the velocity, to take the speed out of the play and see your opponents flail about. That's exactly what KV1 did there, even though Royales is certainly not trying to do that, is trying to delete his opponents rather from the field of play. I'm sad though, nothing happening at the Team Secret defense. Decimated numbers do not equal a decimated defensive effort.
I think I said go under the effect of their whistle. What I mean, I think was dance to their... Oh, okay, the words are really not coming through to me, so I hope the gameplay is gonna speak words instead of me. And right now it's Snips trying to rush him forward. Does he have follow-up? Royales is right there, but it's a weak shot straight in the waiting hands of KV1, the scorer of a first goal. And look at that, there's a rollout. Just Autobots rollout, full on out. Team Secret now moving the ball to the other flank. And Sad is going to be trying to collect it, but now W7M Esports dispossess Team Secret on this attack.
The dispossession moves on down the entire length of the pitch with Sad on his own back line, tasked with getting it away. And again, it's not really a midfield presence for W7M. They're happy and they're content to just drop back into their final third, fortify that final third, and then move out from there. They're not really interested in challenging Team Secret in the midfield that much. Again, KV1, 0 boost, 0 problems, and good 50-50s for him.
0 boost, a lot of problems usually. Right now, though, slow in front of their own W7M Esports. They're being given the opportunities to collect the ball and start their own attack, but quite often then they completely fizzles on out, and what a great bump mid-air. You could see this was right outside that final third, and yet still it almost worked wonders. A bit of a chip. Who's going to be taking this on the wall? Knight cannot really get to it. Or I suppose he does, because it's KV1 pushing on it forward. Now the rest of W7M need to collect it. Possession still with Team Secret, and it almost felt like they're going to be tightening their grip on the play yet again. There's a breather. W7M moving on forward.
W7M really trying to get out of their own half, but the grip that Team Secret is able to expel over them, it's very difficult for them to break. It's almost reminds me of that last game. It reminds me of that Crew NIP game 1, where Crew had everything in their control. And NIP struggled to even break the midfield line. It's now Sad for Team Secret. It's Sad to make W7M exactly that. Second goal for Secret.
Oh, this felt like it had that much more pace for it, but you can see out the corner of your eye, Knight disappears off the screen, makes havoc in front of the net. And nobody, neither Royales nor anybody else from W7M Esports can stop that ball with almost 100 kilometers. More demos now off screen. That's Royales being with his dear life. So W7M is not going to have much. And Wisty cannot keep with the ball. 0 boost. A lot of problems. You just cannot keep the possession, and Team Secret easily collects the ball.
You can easily collect, and Secret again trying to project their dominance down the field into their opponent's corner. Even though they have to give way for now, it's going to be coming back as quickly as it came. Wisty passed into a dangerous save, and now 0 boost to his name. Is going to get that 100. 50-50 is not good enough to relieve the pressure for a prolonged period of time, and that's really jam. That's the main problem here for W7M. They do not get this ball outside of their own half for enough time to feasibly work an attack here.
And no, their opportunities have been incredibly limited, and when they got it out, it was just never enough staying power. Case in point, two players needed to just collect the ball on the flank. A little bit of a mishap here and there, but Team Secret, so quick on the turnaround, so quick on collection. KV1 is out, but Royales basically just respawned KV1 closer to his own net, so any attack by W7M is just no longer as efficient. That's sporting his a rainbow boost. Do love that one, although maybe not on every single card in Iono, only on these special ones. Out we go to the other side of the field. Well, one thing for sure, Team Secret with 2 goals take the game in number 1. And there are a lot of questions to be asked of W7M. There wasn't much for them to pick from this match, and when the chances are so few and far between, you have to work with what you got. Fortunately, on 4 shots, they created 0 goals.
4 shots, you have to work with what you got, but 4 shots isn't a lot to work with, unfortunately, here for W7M, who look outpaced in this first game. They look out-strategized by Team Secret, especially during that first goal from KV1. That's so nice. That's just simply lovely. And W7M not really sure what to do, but we do have a best of 7 on our hands. We do have enough time, and we've seen it from NIP. The turnaround, it can certainly happen, but for that, W7M, I mean, realistically, the only way from here is up, right?
Well, either that or it just turns upside down and just keep on flying down. Game number 2 is gonna set some things up. From what we've seen from W7M in the first game, Royales really heavily relied on the demos, got themselves 5 to his name. So W7M is really trying to equal the playing field by removing their opposition. We'll see how well that's gonna work in the upcoming game. But also they realistically need more chances, and they have been doing pretty well, but their clears are coming for them. It's not the worst situation ever. Sometimes I've seen Team Secret absolutely not give even an inch to their opposition. W7M has some of those inches, but another slow play, KV1. I was about to say that he's gonna do it again.
He was certainly very close. Those 1 skills certainly paying dividends here for KV1. Nearly second goal, good cook sip. Pinch is going to make the defense of W7M retreat far back. But yeah, the demos, the one thing with the demos, I'm quite a demo connoisseur, you might say. But W7M, they don't need the demos here. They just score, simple as that. Wisty forces a good 50-50 against Knight. And from then on, the goal was all that was possible.
That was beautiful. Wisty's second touch was empirical for this one. Imperative, I would even say, because that's the correct word. And then collection on the ground. It's not an easy task. Snips had to read exactly where the bounce is going to be. Secret perhaps a bit too stationary. And right now, being given a pair of new wings. W7M are trying to immediately collect a second one. Wisty definitely going to be going, no, I see, going for the bump. Instead, it's an individual effort and only Knight on the line. Stop this off the post and out. W7M Esports this close. I say this close to scoring their second.
This close, but too close, but still no cigar for Team Secret's defense is holding strong, I wanted to say, but it's not holding strong against Royales and Wisty. Beautiful pass over KV1, and then behind the shot was placed. What a counter-attack from W7M Esports.
It is working. The comeback is real. First 4 minutes, and already the situation in the previous game. Wait, what situation? W7M Esports are looking like the team that's gonna take it. And now we're gonna be seeing Team Secret. Obviously only the first series for them today on the stream, but first time from a catching position, and Slips is getting another chance to win for it. Royales puts it under the bar and down. This is getting out of hand, Mark. Look at these shots just coming in, and even if the first one does not go in, it's how you approach the follow-ups.
It's just that the follow-up is there for W7M. That's so important. It's the fact that they are willing to throw the numbers forward, even at 2-0 up, knowing that a lot of time still needs to be completed before they could count this game 2 in their favor. They might actually get a 4th. This one defended away by Secret.
We once again find ourselves in the blue side of the field, and the roles have completely turned around. Team Secret now cannot buy themselves a clear to save their life. All the while, W7M Esports are enjoying an almost unhindered life. Another aerial attempt. This time, Clear is going to come out and Stat quite wisely intercepts the ball. There was a player coming in from W7M, maybe not with an immediate touch, but not giving W7M their ideal positioning and touch is what perhaps Team Secret needs to be working on. Can break up some of those rotations and maybe finally get themselves a peek at clean air. That's what they need right now. Some clean air, some time with the ball, and maybe a look at the opposition's deck.
That would be certainly the next advantage down the road, but Royale is saying, oh, you want to be in our blue half, in our orange half? No, I don't think so. KV1 gets dunked into oblivion. 115 kph from the sidewall. No one's stopping that rocket now, Jam, are they?
Oh, dearie me. KV1 just teed it up perfectly for the goal. Couldn't have set it up better if this was a W7M teammate. Yet here we are. A gigantic turnaround. This is a swing of 4 goals. Granted, in 2 different games, but it's a swing nonetheless. And quickly looking back, again, Crew in the previous series, 4 goals to 0. Then it took an overtime, a 2-1 overtime for NIP to start getting back. This is a turnaround that, I mean, W7M already on the map, but this really puts out their statement. And Team Secret, whoever is going to be their opposition in terms of catching up with these points, oh, they're loving the situation right now, seeing as Team Secret is dropping down.
Every single NIP fan is currently chomping at the bits of W7M actually upsetting Team Secret here in the lower bracket semi-final. But there's still a long way to go this game. Potentially, unless a crazy comeback happens, is in the beds, and it's, you know, just taken by W7M, but still, Team Secret not a team to mess with the ball on the goal line. Wisty, the squishy save to get it out.
Nothing goes into W7M's net, and you think this, at least this, surely, but Team Secret cannot finish this. I do not want to be in their heads right now, because it might be a dark space. If nothing is going in, by this point, with just a minute remaining, just think about the next game. I think by this point, all is lost. Try to find one, set you in good stead coming to game number 3, but realistically, just call it a day in this.
Just sort of take a tactical timeout without having to call a tactical timeout.
Yeah.
In this situation for Secret, where this game now with 45 seconds left is truly lost. I don't think they're going to be able to come back. What they need now is to not concede any. Maybe try to get one down the road, but the not conceding part is going to be more important, because that snowball for W7M Esports is going to be growing. Otherwise, it's going to be growing big and might just be unstoppable should W7M score first and score early in Game 3 as well.
We saw that there was a chance for Team Secret in this game to score early, and of course they've opened the scoring in the previous game in quite a nice fashion. KV1 just again really putting a bow on that goal as he went for an individual effort and broke as many ankles and axles as he possibly could. But the timer is ringing down, and Team Secret, well, this game was a far cry for what they managed to turn in game number 1. W7M Esports, what a return to the series. Their opposition couldn't get anything going on. This was a all-around performance, and this sets us up for one heck of a series.
It would be a very strong one if W7M can continue to play like this. Secret after game 1, perhaps thinking that, oh, you know, they're going to have quite an easy day in the office. It's going to be boring old Secret carving out 1-0, 2-0 wins against W7M, but ultimately not breaking a sweat. W7M says no to that prospect, shows resolve, shows fight in them, and deservedly, let's just put it that way, deservedly take game 2.
You could see in all of those plays, if game number 1 was Team Secrets is faster than W7M, this game, W7M running rings around their opposition in the face of Team Secret. And that kind of a change almost makes me scratch my head, but I only know that the game number 3, both teams are going to be saying, we can win this. This is clearly winnable, so let's put everything on board and let's keep on pushing and let's see how this works, because, yeah, They both have tasted the sweet taste of victory. W7M Esports now with great momentum, and I think now the confidence is going to be coming out of their ears. But Team Secret, now this is where you see the good team separated from the great, and that is, how do you bounce back? How do you just forget that you've been slapped across the face 4 times in one game? And how do you come back? Well, KV1 Knight and Sad, one strong roster. I'm expecting good things from them, but how about an opener? Not immediately.
Not immediately in open, and we've seen during the winter split how quickly W7M can play themselves into a tizzy, can play themselves into a frantic state of being once again. They're trying for that early goal. They're trying to bury Secret's mentality, but they will not let it happen. It's a much quicker game already off the bat. Wisty now looking for your Royales off the back, but it's going to waterfall down. Wisty is there, but so is Sad.
This is getting incredibly dangerous. W7M Esports managing to root the ball around Team Secret's players. And we've seen how deadly these situations were in the previous game. Wisty just a touch too slow. Right now, this pace isn't exactly right for W7M to get anything out of these plays. Plus, Team Secret feels to be just a little bit more closer and cohesive when it comes to reading all of those wild bounces, setups from the ceiling. Your forces, KV1, goes just a tad too high with a demo. He was trying to get the ball, instead got the player, and so the attack breaks down instead. On the other end, W7M with Wisty.
W7M, one counterattack is all that it takes. Just a pre-jump to discomfort Sad, bait him into taking that boost. Wisty getting exactly what he wanted. And the dark horse of W7M, it is neighing. The bull depicted in that team's logo is charging forward.
And Sam's, wow, he wants a second one. Royales wants a second one. Only will be able to play towards Sad. The idea is there. They are trying to read those plays. And earlier today, folks, we have seen Apex play. Goodness. The side of the Baleares was absolutely on point with his reads. And this is what I'm seeing right now from W7M. They're trying to predict their opposition. And this is beautiful. But one player stands between the goal and W7M, and that is KV1 again.
KV1 once again being a hero for Team Secret on defense, and now he carries it forward, gets a flip reset over one Royales. Keeping his wits about him, keeping it close as Wisty is again looking for the demo, trying to force the aggression, trying to force the physicality onto Team Secret, a team that is, well, prone to be demoed, but also doesn't like to be demoed as well.
There is a lot of explosions going around the field, that's for sure. While in the first game, Royales had 5 demos, in total, Team Secret had 4 demos in that game as well. It is not a clean game. Absolutely, it is not. Both teams very happy just to create themselves a car advantage on the field and make your opposition think twice as to what spot on the field is safe. Oh, that's the early pre-jump for Royales. Oh, he didn't read that right. KV1 punishes him for that.
And Wisty thought he had the read, but Knight just got that one little touch and got his car in the way, opening up the scoring lane for KV1. I believe there must have been a call from Wisty saying, okay, I'm going to waterfall it down, pre-jump, so you can get it first. Unfortunately, the waterfall was never going to come. The pre-jump didn't succeed, and with that, the defensive stand sort of broke down from there. But W7M already off the kickoff, looking like a strong contender for finding their lead again. If it wasn't for that thorn in their sides, if it wasn't for KV1.
And the rest of Team Secret, realistically, Royales though with Wisty, who loses it, the Knight helps them out. Here you go, gentlemen. This creates a dangerous position. This also creates a chaos. Nobody knows where their positioning is anymore. KV1 abandons the play, plays carefully. We've seen just how much this worked out for him in the past. Now Knight on the flank. There's not enough boost, and Knight is a bit faster than Royales. Needed just a little bit more time. The W7M player. KV1 past Wisty as well, as Wisty again quite eager to go for that ball. They're trying to predict, but not always it is working.
Predictions few and far between. If they work out, you're looking like a genius. If they don't, you look rather dumb. We know genius and madness, 2 sides of the same coin, and right now both these teams trying for the 50-50 to get the genius sign after the coin flip. Snips. Ball dash. Not successful, but he still grabs the 100 boost, makes Sad go slow. Sad able to get 2 good 50-50s in a row, opening up the right flank for Knight to carry it downfield, to just be a nuisance for the W7M defense.
Not this time, but KV1 waiting for Knight. That's a strong shot, but Realis sort of felt this is going bottom right if you're a shooter, bottom left if you're a defender. You could see it approaching from a mile away again. This has been the kryptonite for Team Secret, and this is going to be a kryptonite for them again. These reads are not being handled well enough at W7M Esports. When they get a chance, they punish Team Secret in front of their own net.
It's Knight moving away from the backboard and Sad trying to find the bump on Realis, neither having the right idea and defense. And W7M, again, as you said, a great read from Realis. It's going to put it up a 2-1 in their favor. A much closer game as we have expected, but still it's W7M building momentum throughout. Shot easily saved away. Explosions reign supreme. This is not going to be Sad's ball. As Boost runs out, now it has 100. Will return to the play momentarily. KV1 just versus absolutely everybody. Knight, a little bit of a miss, going for the bumps. You see that Realis was the receiving player. Playing carefully. Sad, maybe a demo in the net. I think was hunting for snips. Time is running out. 5 minutes. Apparently, it's a blink of an eye. Most importantly, W7M with the lead. One last attempt. Sad, 0 boost. KV1 picks up just the bits and pieces. We'll be keeping it alive just for a little bit longer. Drop it to your teammate. Attached too far. Ball drops down. W7M takes second game in a row. The right idea, but not the correct execution of that idea. At 0 seconds, as Secret fall twice in a row to W7M Esports, who had more shots, had more saves, overall played a cleaner game and found their pitches in offense where they could make the defense of Secret pay.
You saw those numbers. It was a hard-fought battle on both sides. I'm pleasantly surprised, just aesthetically surprised, I suppose, by the Sad and Knight getting 222 points each. It's not that often that you see the same amount of points for players, especially when it's so aesthetically pleasing. Just twos all around. KV1 just had to spoil it a little bit with his 512, but he was just putting up everything all over the place. And without his effort, who knows if Team Secret would even be able to put one on board in this one. This is moving fast. I am expecting a timeout. Yeah, I didn't even have to guess. Timeout, Team Secret, and they need to stop the momentum of W7M.
Yeah, they're just trying to use that extra minute. They already had the extra minute, or maybe even more, at the end of their shutout game in Game 2. But now they're using the minute proper. They're just letting W7M stall a little bit, try to put a spanner in the works. And honestly, if they needed to do the timeout right here, right? Just to also mentally reset themselves. This is clearly not the series that they were expecting, and now they have to find a way around it. They tried with the demos, they tried with the passing plays. Nothing's really working for them. What do they do now, Jam?
If the demos are not working, I didn't even feel that this would be their playstyle. If you've asked me like who would reign supreme with demos, I would say it's W7M more than Team Secret.
Yeah.
By this point, try to up the pace again. First game, we clearly saw that W7M was not catching up to Team Secret. So maybe play just a little bit faster and see if that difference of pace could be the difference maker after all. Utopia may be a dream come true from Team Secret if they tie up the series, or it could be a match point for W7M if they take the W in this one. Only time will tell. Once again, put those 5 minutes on the clock.
5 minutes on the clock, equal scoreline. Nothing happened just yet, and a way forward for Team Secret, a way to let the past 3 games be bygone, let bygones be bygones, and now they're surely going to show us their true face. Oh, but they're not going to defend this doink from Wisty. Beautiful.
Yeah, let's just watch it again.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, bring out the popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because that was a show. Try as they might, Team Secret just cannot catch a break straight from the kickoff. Again, teams quite equally matched. Knight, almost out of frustration. I think he was trying to land properly, but could not. Realis tried to play it slow. A kerfuffle, a hustle in the corner. But now going the other way around, KV1 instrumental, and this time as well collects the ball far down line. Go.
KV1 does it all by his lonesome. Does it all by himself. Who needs teammates when you can just 1v3 the entire opponent? It's an early comeback goal that will surely inspire Team Secret moving forward. But again, after the kicker, they have to be careful. Snips trying the tank approach, trying to bully his way through, but is denied at the backboard.
Wait, I saw like 3 explosions, 3 demo signs on our scoreboard, and surely that cannot be right. Surely it's either 2 or, oh God, who knows. In any case, we return to the middle of the field. Royale is going to give it to Team Secret. Last position once again is quite important. Can Team Secret find anything out of here? Backboard again. Oh, this has been hurtful. But nobody from W7M was ready to collect.
Hey, it wasn't Royales who had the read, the previous 2 times when they sort of awkwardly waterfall down. It was Wisty in that position, and Sad just a little bit quicker to the ball, having the trust and having the faith in himself as well to just go for that read. As we return once again, Jam, to the midfield passage, to the midfield play. Both teams trying to project power down the field. W7M at the moment being Mossy says with the KV1 not able to keep it out from the backboard. It's a bump, it's scrappy, it's messy, but W7M is not going to give a care in the world.
Wop, wop, wop. We've seen all kinds of goals today. Masterful creations again. Bravo to KV1 for both the tying goal in this game as well as a beautiful individual effort in game number 1. Starting the scoring for the series and really, I think, setting up the mood for them all. And we're also having this a bit of a clowning around, and nobody gets to the ball as it gets to the net. W7M Esports, it's still a 2 to their name versus 1 of Team Secrets, and they'll be very happy to take it.
I wouldn't suggest for a split second that W7M wouldn't want to go on match point against Secret, but they still have to work for it. Secret. This Secret of Game 4 seems a lot more stable, a lot more fundamentally in tune with one another than they did previously in the series. You can see it with Knight, with the flip reset, having the trust in his mechanics.
Oh,
Wisty, no, that's a backflip. Is that in? No, it's of course it's not. KV1 is there.
KV1 stat should be low on boost if W7M just ascend on them quickly enough. At this point, the point is lost, but this felt like just that little chip to the middle of the field, and a great aerial dribble is going to be enough to beat Team Secret's defense. They looked as if they're just gonna, that's it. They cannot rush back fast enough. With a quick half flip, a great bit of aerial work and great use of resources, plus added to the fact that maybe the shot wasn't quick enough. You get that save. Could be the series difference. Really, the whole thing. If not the series, it's really the game difference, but Team Secret still need to find a goal. And before that, they need to find that save. And before that, they need to breathe out.
They need to dig deep breath. That was scary for Team Secret. W7M is certainly pressing, not content with having that 1-goal lead, but they have to contend with Knight in the air quite easily. They do that. KV1 only goes across laterally. Missed though from Wisty. He's going to make it awkward for the defense. Not a lot of boost to work with either. Royales picks up the 100 in the opponent's corner. Is now back just in time. Wisty long clear, but no possession. It's too easily given away by W7M.
They still have the possession. They still have a minute on the clock. And if the positioning is going to work out right, Snips in the rest of W7M going to continue holding on to that ball. I don't think they're going to be content, though, with just the time wasting. They definitely not going to be defending for too long. Knight, Royales. Knight wins. Knight wins again. This is up high. Snips is forced to go up high. Royales to Wisty. Past the other side of the field, and look at that. We have cut down half of the time on the clock.
Half of the time just cut by good 50s and good awareness. Wisty's cut absolutely instrumental to getting that ball away. But again, here comes Team Secret and knocking on that door. Double touch. Good effort from Snips. Gets a bump as well on Sad. But Sad is now through on goal. Can he pinch it in? No, he cannot. There's one defender. And that one defender was one too many. We need more defenders, though. I say we. I'm not a W7M Esports fan. I'm not dressed in their colors, I suppose. But just for a second, I thought they needed more defenders because
Team Secret would reign hell supreme on top of them in that last attempt. At the very least, they tried to, but it sort of fizzled and never went anywhere.
Look at that.
What's happening again? Now it's 4, so 4 is not across the board, but still looking oh so beautiful. And it's not looking beautiful for the likes of Team Secret, though. Match point for their opposition. This is for their tournament life, and this is also for a good position coming into the next regional and, of course, the majors. Oh, it could turn spicy over here.
It could turn really spicy. Team Secret about to not necessarily throw away, because I don't want to take away from W7M's performance, but trip up over W7M and give themselves a monumental task for that Spring Invitational if they want to make it to Boston, because let's not forget, it looks good that all of our top 3 teams from SAM make Worlds, but it's not secured yet. There's still double limb to play at Boston, so ideally Team Secret does not want to forfeit their P1 spot in the SAM rankings right here. This exit, though, in the lower bracket semifinals would go a big step towards Crew and NIP being a golden opportunity to close down that gap.
They really, they need to be playing for right here, right now. Yeah. They cannot leave the solution of this up until the Invitational, because the same thing can happen in the Invitational. It once again can be knocked down, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. We're getting just a little bit of a pause. I'm going to be figuring out what exactly is happening. Most likely just a little technical issue that I'm pretty sure is going to be solved quite quickly. Team Secret, of course, knocked down into the lower bracket by Ninjas in Pajamas, and boy, oh boy, that was a 7-game series, went all the distance, a 1-goal differential at the very end as well. All the while, W7M Esports, that's Crew Esports victim. So, right, the teams, and one of these teams, again, it will be the Crew Esports, is going to be awaiting in the next round. So, either a rematch in the lower bracket final for W7M Esports, or Team Secret marching on through and trying to meet Ninjas in Pajamas in grand finals.
They will certainly try, but they need to find 3 on the trot and also have to battle the timeout buff that W7M Esports still have on their... in the inventory, I guess, with the way that this format obviously works. And I mean, honestly, the timeout buff in South America, I think it's normally where it is in Europe. So it's about 60-70% of the games that you win after timeouts. W7M, important that they didn't let it happen here, though. Important that they just kept to their bullets. They kept everything in check, and they're building and they're trying to outpace this Secret roster. And Secret, boring old Secret, doesn't really know what to do with that.
Right now, this little technical pause actually could be a blessing. They are literally taking a second break. Team Secret has one more chance to talk it through. And there is a lot to talk about. KV1, while looking great, he cannot carry the team by himself. I want to see Sad again. He has been so far the MVP of the tournament. And yet so far, he's not as noticeable as his team, his fans, and everybody else would like him to be. We need the full roster of Team Secret to step up here. And it's not like they have some big problem. They're connecting with each other. They are working well with passes. Their setups are looking great. When they're trying to surround their opposition, set up somehow to stop anything that W7M are throwing, clears, blocks, etc., it's working out for Team Secret. But their defense is struggling, and it's easy for me to say, just score first. Just take control of the game first, and then never let it go.
I mean, it's easier said than done, right, Jam? It's like, just score first. Just really put the pressure, put the pins to W7M. But against a well-working W7M roster, against a roster that is currently making a claim, making a statement of being part of that top 4, being part of that top 5 proper, it's an incredible achievement for them to even be in the situation in the first place, and then also looking poised to actually capitalize on it. Because again, I simply run out of ways to think that how is Secret going to adapt to that? They are trying everything, it seems, but nothing is working. W7M is so on top of everything defensively, and by the way they project pressure down the pitch, there's simply not an easy way to break through for Team Secret.
So maybe obviously it's sort of the side of the same coin. Maybe we should be looking for the strong sides for Team Secret.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be looking for weaknesses for the side of W7M. What is one weakness that perhaps Team Secret can utilize? And it feels like still to me that when it comes to defending, W7M also have their problems. They are not looking as clean in their defense. If Team Secret gets their ball to the other side of the field and gets it stuck, I would say in those 50-50s, in the effort to push the ball forward, Team Secret has an advantage, and it's only up to them to try to utilize it. Of course, that's also most likely going to mean that they're going to throw two players up front, with third player either having to be incredibly close to collect any sort of follow-up action, or stay back and lose any opportunities to interfere with any of those plays. But the Team Secret definitely has a way to worm themselves into the defense of W7M, which then starts to look nervy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we saw in Game 5 as well, with the defense, Game 4 rather, sorry, with the defense looking a bit nervy whenever the 50-50s came out, especially KV1 and Knight, being the two prime offenders here for Team Secret, but they will not have to think about offensive pushes right now. They will still have to think about keeping their neck clean as we go into Game 5. It's 3 back-to-back series points for W7M, and Royales nearly finding the first.
Oh, what a whiff. What a whiff again. Thankfully, nobody can get it. And W7M Esports big on the back rotation. Team Secrets are breathing a sigh of relief for that play, but this could almost immediately could have been something very offensive and offending. And that could have been a W7M goal straight from the get-go. Demos on the ground, and demos that lead to a goal, an opening created for Team Secret for the first time since game number 1. Team Secret, open up.
The demo there in the backfield from KV1, opening up everything with Wisty, I believe it was, in the midfield, being like, oh, I have to challenge though. I'm out of position, you have to challenge. It's not an easy challenge to make, and, well, Knight just able to get it over him. An early goal for Secret, one for a strained soul of the team, and maybe a second one right after it. No, not quite.
Above the net of W7M Esports, Team Secret are trying to find yet another way through. But this is another runway. What? I want to see a replay of this, because previously there was never such a big opening. I see. If you don't have an opening, you create it. And that's what Team Secret done in this one. This series is coming back now.
Send them to the scrapyard. It's not about just finding the demos for demo's sake. It's finding them when they really and truly matter. Effective demos is sometimes a stat that's being thrown around for those sort of stuff and for those sort of things. But yeah, these demos are just incredibly effective. 2 from 2 here for Secret, something that they struggled with in the earlier games.
All right. Well, back to the blue side of the field. The W7M Esports don't have a plan going. Just look at how, again, they've been giving a new life in this series with these first goal, then immediately the second one. And look how much freer they're playing. Look how much, pep in their step they have to just continue on pushing their advantage. And maybe that's where, again, it's so hard to say, score first, get the momentum, be really on your best in the situation, but really they've created their situation right now, and they're thriving in it, Team Secret.
Yeah, they really are, and it's just the flow of play. It's just the flow of play that works for Team Secret. Against W7M, you don't want to be behind, and Secret making sure that doesn't happen again, but it can't happen for the rest of the series. Still 2.5 minutes to go here in Game 5. KV1 up to the skies. Blocked by Royales. Sam just taking boost away. Triple commit on the goal line. Still enough boost in the tanks for W7M, but it's going to be awkward from here on out.
Rushing out, they have a full selection. Royales might be the first one to get to it. Read by KV1 means that W7M cannot set up a shot that they're like, a play that they're like. In the meantime, KV1 continues dribbling and flicking their opposition, even when he has 0 in his stangs. You give that player a ball, and he does absolute magic with it.
It's just, the boundaries are just KV1's imagination, and I think as we all seen throughout this entire RLCS season, his imagination is nearly without any boundaries at all. Snips going over, trying to start something here for W7M. It's a clear that will fall back in his hands, but the bounce not necessarily advantageous for him. Quite the opposite as Knight puts a shot on target.
But this could have been trouble for W7M. Team Secret staying incredibly back. They see possession, W7M. We don't have to rush into it. It looks like going to be a powerful clear. Team Secret no further than the middle of the field, even if they had a chance to maybe strike a counter-attack. Since previously you saw as, two players of the W7M committed themselves to the backboard. There's really nobody to go back. This though falls immediately in waiting hands. Would that be Whiskey? No, not in that case, but that was an opportunity for W7M to immediately take a shot. They couldn't find it, and time is not their friend, just like it wasn't their friend in some of the previous games when they had to just hold on.
It seems like a return from game 1. Team Secret happy to staying back, knowing, as you said, that the long clears are going to come to them. W7M is going to push the ball forwards relentlessly, with Knight being able to get it out of his own half. Realis looking for the bump, but again, it's the way that this W7M team is made up, Jam, is either they get their contact, either they get the read, and then it's brilliant, or they don't have it, and then we see something like this in game 5.
This really a big old dichotomy, a big old difference. Well, no time for this game. W7M need to find a goal now and then find a goal immediately straight after. Snips might be that author. KV1, what a block, what an everything, what a goal to really put a dagger in the back of W7 Esports. Match point. Team Secret says we don't care about the match point. We're going to be bringing this series back. I'm feeling like I'm on a seesaw, and it is a fun feeling. Not if you're a W7M fan.
Certainly not if you're holding it with W7M as they fall 3-0 to Secret in game number 5. Knight, KV1 and Sad really finding their rhythm, finding their groove. And if for one, I think it's KV1 taking himself back a bit to allow his teammates to shine. And that's maybe the one recipe that is working out for Secret.
They need the whole team. They absolutely need the whole team. I was calling for Sad, but it's Knight instead this time. And really, KV1, Knight, Sad, it's impossible to win versus W7M with just individual performances. As great as they are, team game, so on and so forth. W7M, it is a tough road for them. Again, sometimes their challenges work and then it's looking brilliant. Sometimes, well, again, what we just saw happens on the field. Unsurprisingly so, immediately. The game hasn't even finished. There was a call for a timeout, and it is the team currently in the lead in the series, just trying to stop their opposition from gaining any momentum themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's W7M. I like the timeout call after game 5 if you're leading, because it gives you 2 games to rectify an error. You don't have to go immediately onto Champions Field. You don't have that immediate hyper pressure of Champions Field on you, especially when it's for your tournament live. You can just take a step back now and maybe come full charge then. We've seen it time and time again. 2 games won in a row, 5 and 6, but then game 7 goes to the team that is leading the series overall. But W7M, it's just a game-to-game performance kind of thing, right? It's just finding those 50s in the midfield that work for them, where they really use one another as well. First man goes into 50-50, second man follows, and the ball goes exactly where they want it to be. That was the recipe against Secret for games 2, 3, and 4. It worked brilliantly in those games, but now it sort of fell apart a bit.
W7M literally have to play and hope that the laws of physics are on their side, that the pinches and drops and just the ball, jumping ball around plays to their favor. They also need to have enough skill. And of course, they are in the final day championship Sunday of Sam. Of course, they have plenty of skill, but to read those plays nonetheless. Neo Tokyo, we're getting flashy, we're getting Neoni, and we're getting on the field. Well, W7M Esports is still just 1 game away of going into the lower bracket finals. While Team Secret has a lot to work for still.
Team Secret certainly has, and Team Secret's going to be working on defense immediately. Wisty, crossbar down. He lands on top of it. 1-0 W7M, the perfect start for the underdog.
Oh, look at how he I'm pretty sure there was a 90-degree angle between Wisty and the ball, but the amount of twirling he had to do in the air works out just fine. By the way, another 50-50 that goes absolutely not dead necessarily, but initial kickoff, good. Then the follow-up player also just kills the ball. It's so neutral in the middle of the field. I wonder if any of the team are going to try to take advantage of that. KV1 is going to take advantage of this. I think he wanted to do more with that now.
Yeah, he certainly wanted to get a weird little pop up high with the side flip. Looking at the bump as well on the goal line that was happening and that was coming through. But Team Secret 1-0 down against W7M have, of course, done and come back from this 1-0 deficit in game number 4. Wait, no, they disregard me. I'm being confused. It's late at night. I'm being confused.
I'll take it. Right now, though, you can see W7M. Oh, well, Wisty is a finger slip. I'm pretty sure finger slip for key slip, but yeah, doesn't get the ball. Doesn't really matter because this is going straight on target. And Knight cannot take it. KV1 is forced to save him. Sad first to the ball. And now KV1, every single time he is in a 1v1 situation, you know, something beautiful might happen. Borealis needs to remove this from Team Secret and needs to remove it from his 50-50. Nobody from Team Secret is immediately there. Wisty perhaps takes a little bit too much time. I say that, and he still gets the ball close to the net, but not quite.
Close to the net, but not quite in the net. The double commit comes out for Team Secret. It's one that's not going to be costly, though. KV1 is able to put enough pressure on Wisty, but that's a great cut out of Royales, making it awkward for the Secret defense. A shot towards the long post. Snips. Trying, but try as he might, he cannot find the second goal for W7M, and they now have to scramble back on defense.
Every single time, it's so imperative for W7M Esports to not take any single extra bit of time. No, they need to be at their home right 10 p.m. sharpish. Otherwise, Team Secret is going to come in and say, what is happening right here? And right now, they're trying to make a play, but great idea. Like, if it would just put it on paper, player brings the ball out from her defense, gets it to the player who's in midfield, tries to redirect it. Oh, great, but that just lacked any sort of anything to it. Shot and upside down save from Wisty. Now to the side from Snips. This is nervy. This is that position in which W7M Esports is incredibly vulnerable. While Team Secret can utilize it and know that it's a 1-goal difference.
Oh no!
Make that a 2-goal difference.
Oh no! It's the reason why these backboard challenges are so difficult to execute correctly. It's always the pinch is looming and the pinch goes on through. W7M, second goal. 2 minutes left on the clock. Turtling in might be a strategy that they could employ, but honestly, Jam, I don't think it's a strategy that they will employ.
No, I was saying in the previous games as well, W7M do not want to sit back, because we saw what happened when they sat back. Team Secret utilized the whole field, and W7M could not find a good answer to that. Now, they're going to be pushing more and more. There's, of course, risk-reward kind of situation. Nobody's asking W7M to be pushing every single member up front, trying to just, in a wild manner, find that goal. No, absolutely not. But still, they need to find that balance. Snips is being refused the boost, and who's going to get to the ball first? That's Royales out of the corner with another 100 to his name. And not the ball. Knight maybe on the other side of the field. Pushed up to the side.
Royales already turning around aggressively to try to deny KV1 on the counter-attack here for Team Secret. They're content with leaving it in the corner. Bump attempt from KV1 on the goal line. It's not going to be consequential at all, as there is demos and chaos ensuing in that blue half. Team Secret, though, holding on, making themselves some space, and gets 50'd away by Wisty. And what a 50 it was, opening up so much space for W7M.
It could have been yet another one that would threaten the net. Pass in the middle of the field. Sad. KV1. Oh, it needs so much more oomph. And Knighton is not ready. He has just landed. And as such, could not have been able to react. Snips. Strong shot. Sad blocks that one. Wisty, KV1. Both pump their brakes if you've noticed that. Both want to be the second to the challenge. They win the ball in the end. Not working out this time. Royales may be able to work it out, but this W7M Esports, ball in their half, yes, but also time wasted, yes. Team Secret far away, that's 10 seconds just killed easily.
It's just whenever the ball's in the air,
pass,
so good
pass.
for W7M, unless there's no one to challenge it. KV1 gets the demo, Knight with the brilliant vision, and sad shot, perfectly placed to the bottom. Secret have 24 seconds and a kickoff looming in their favor potentially.
You can see W7M trying to guess the ball going high. They set it up, going low, and Knight straight up the kickoff. Who's first to this ball? Too many players, too many to count. Sad does not have the angle. Was just a tad too more central. Sad puts it to the center. Again, shot. 2 players needed from W7M Esports. Ball still alive. Boost. Not really a situation for Team Secret. They're forced to go from wages ago. Royale just keeps it up high. They need to pop it up somehow. Ball still alive. Time is still on the clock. KD1, best player to give the ball to. But even he cannot dribble past the whole W7M team with 0 time on the clock and 0 boost in attack.
They were swimming at the end there, Jam, weren't they? They were threatening that 0-second goal, Team Secret. But in the end, the W7M defense, it holds on. Barely, but it does hold on, and they send Secret home in a catastrophic event for them in the spring major race.
Oh me, oh my. If you like an intrigue, folks, you've just got yourself an intrigue with Team Secret heading out early. I say early, this is still the 4th place, but knowing how close the battle is and knowing that between the 4th place, let me just quickly pull it up. Between the 4th place and the 1st place, there's trying to do quick maths, 11 points. 13 for the 4th, 24 for the 1st. And knowing that, once again, if we bring this up, or if I just quickly look it up myself, because it was here somewhere on screen, previously, the totals of points were, again, between the W7M Esports and, let's say, Team Secret. It was a little bit less than 11 points.
Yep.
Everything is going to be open. Crew Esports are going to be incredibly happy at this happening.
NIP.
Oh, NIP are going to be celebrating already. They are in the grand finals right now and waiting for their opposition, so they're going to be incredibly excited. Team Secret, though, going to take a long time to try and figure out how to approach Spring Invitational and how to keep. But at this point, who knows? Maybe not even the 2nd seed for South America. Ooh. How they can even, or the 1st seed, how do they even keep themselves in the play? Because this could be quite wild.
For now, it is going to be wild here in South America. That Spring Invitational is going to decide about literally everything concerning the major race and also the race to Worlds, the race to Düsseldorf. But with Secret's early exit, we see the underdog, W7M Esports, go further, go deeper in this bracket and are now facing the 2nd of the top 3, the team that is currently most in form in South America. It's going to be Crew Esports, and Jam, that's a tough ask.
God, every single time Crew Esports is on the lap, it's one of the best teams, if not the best teams in the region. But then there's also Ninjas, there's also Team Secret. W7 Esports are in the mix as well. Exceed. Hey, let's not forget about Era. How about absolutely every single one of these teams? Folks, you've tuned into the right channel to watch some Rocket League. This is The Rocket. This is South America. This is Spring Cup. And we'll see you after the break.